Om Shanti Shwetanbhai.
One more second. One more. Shanti. Good morning to all of you. This is the prime time for service at this place. A lot of souls had come trying to get things kind of situated for them, just, to give them a little bit of sustenance. And so that's why I was a little bit delayed, but I'm now with all of you. I'm here to read the Murli. 1/3 of the Murli is to be read today as per the plan. And I am going to share the screen for all of you. And this is the Murli of the 30th of November, 1979. And in this Murli, Baba wants us to be stable in our self-respect. Wants us to create the energy that self-respect automatically lends itself to. Self-respect, self-esteem, these are such amazing words in themselves. Now, it is interesting that people in the world misunderstand self-respect. They think that self-respect is arrogance. But we, Baba's children, know that actually self-respect is what kills arrogance. The antidote to arrogance is self-respect. And how Baba has explained to us is that each soul has a desire for respect. And if we give ourselves respect, then we won't have to demand respect from anyone. And that's what arrogance is. Arrogance is a demand for respect, demand for appreciation, demand for recognition. And so if the soul appreciates itself, recognizes itself, respects itself, then there is no demand and therefore no arrogance. But not only is the soul able to then not be demanding, if you will, but the soul becomes so overflowing with respect that it is able to give respect to others. So you see, it's very interesting. Self-respect allows us to be humble because humility is the opposite of arrogance. So if I'm not arrogant, that means I'm humble. And so not only will I be humble, or not only will we be humble when we practice self-respect, but we will also be able to give respect to others. We will also be able to give mercy to others. We'll also be able to give love to others. And that's how we will become charitable souls. That's what Baba is trying to say in this Murli. So the qualifications of a soul was stable in his self-respect. So today the plan is, for me, I was thinking that I will read the main Murli, and then there is the meeting with the Kumars, Kumaris, and other groups. We will read that tomorrow and day after. So the essence of the Murli is the qualifications of a soul who is stable in his self-respect. The qualifications of a soul who is stable in his self-respect. So see, just like every time Baba pumps up our self-respect, our intoxication of who we truly are. So Baba Dada sees each child as a multi-million times fortunate soul. Yeah, since the Murli is little short, let's take time, yeah, through the Murli to create an experience for ourselves. Yeah, so let's take a moment together. Yeah, hold this thought in your mind, in your heart, in your intellect, that I am a multi-million times fortunate soul. The elevated reward of each one is constantly in front of the Father. That's what Father is saying, Baba is saying. The elevated reward of each one. This is what the unlimited Father is proud of in his children. So many of his children are supremely worthy of being worshipped by the world. We are all, in a way, I mean, most of us, we are making true diligent effort, and you all are clearly, because, who would go straight from Amrit Vela into a class and then from a class to another class? So you are very good effort makers. And so Baba is seeing how beautifully you would be worshipped in the world, starting from Copper Age onwards, through the Iron Age, till the end, till the last day of this world. People will be worshipping each one of us who are making diligent effort. So although all of you effort makers are number-wise, even the last numbered child is worthy of being remembered and worshipped by the world. Even today, that last child is still being remembered and worshipped. So many children of the one unlimited Father become so worthy. Now just consider how multi-million times fortunate all of you are. Even today, your devotees thirst for a glimpse of you number-wise souls of the deity religion. It is because you became so fortunate and worthy in the living form that even today people still thirst for a glimpse of you. This is why Baba is proud of even the last bead of the rosary of 16,000. Yeah, so there is this rosary of 8, then rosary of 108, so really 100. So 800. So 800 plus 8 is 108. And then 16,000. So 16,000 plus 100 plus 8. So yeah, the last beat of the rosary, 16,000. No matter what type of effort maker you are, whether a careless effort maker, this is so beautiful, a mediocre effort maker or an intense effort maker, you belong to the Father and became worthy of being remembered and worshipped. Little at least, even if we are not the best effort makers, which is not the case here. Each one of you is a very intense effort maker. However, even in the Brahmin clan, there could be some who are not that good effort makers. Even those souls, Baba is saying, are worthy of being remembered, worshipped. So by being in the company of the Lord of Divinity, you have changed from being iron to being like an alchemist stone. Paras Nath. Yeah, when we are in the company of Paras Nath, we become Paras as well. You see, it's so interesting. Stones change their form in the company of other stones. And when we are in the company of the highest stone, if you will, highest jewel, that is Shiv Baba, then we also become elevated jewels. And the interesting thing about alchemist stone, they say, is that the alchemist stone, I know it is all mythological, but it can, by just touch, It can change iron into gold, or it can change something really not precious into something very precious. So we become alchemist stones. And alchemist stone is definitely highly valued. This is why in your self-respect, you must never consider yourself to be anything less. Do not become body conscious. Those who maintain their self-respect will never be arrogant. They are always humble. The greater your self-respect, accordingly, you will be humble in saying, Haji. Those who maintain their self-respect are bestowers who give respect to others. See how these are deep aspects. The greater your self-respect, accordingly, you will be humble in saying, Haji. I'll repeat these things, these sentences. Do not become body conscious. Those who maintain their self-respect will never be arrogant. That is, they will always be humble. And the greater our self-respect, accordingly, there will be that much of humility, and we'll be saying, Haji. Those who maintain, now the next thing. So one is being, in that state of humility and saying, Haji. But then the next thing is those who maintain their self-respect become bestowers who give respect to others. Swaman and Samman. The more we stay in Swaman, the more we can give others Samman. But then there is another middle word in this, the missing link, if you will. That's Swaman, Nirman, and Samman. So when we are in self-respect, that is Swaman, then we become a Nirman, and therefore we can then give respect to others. Yeah, in the recent Sakar Mundi, Baba was talking about that. I think it was, for you, it would be 2 days back. For us, it would be yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And Baba was talking about Nirmanta. Yes, so those who maintain their self-respect are bestowers of respect to souls. Now, all souls, it's not just to some souls, to all souls, really. Now, Baba explains to which souls, whether they are young or old, enlightened or unenlightened, conquerors of Maya or influenced by Maya, enlightened or unenlightened, conquerors of Maya, influenced by Maya, virtuous are those who still have one or two defects. That is, those who are still making effort to become virtuous. So there are going to be souls who still have defects, but there will be some souls who are virtuous. So in a way, the mind tends to give respect to those who have made effort, those who are virtuous, those who have become enlightened, maybe even those who are older than us. But to be able to give respect to all, that is true stabilizing in self-respect. So a bestower, yeah, and why? Baba is saying because they are full themselves, they will constantly be merciful. So let's take a moment to become merciful in this moment. Yes, right now, right here. Whoever it is, somebody with defects, somebody with problems, somebody is not really able to make effort. And we are able to become merciful to them. A bestower means someone who is merciful. Such a soul would not have the slightest thought. Just 1 second. Such a soul would not have the slightest thought of what? Bossing any other soul about. Yeah, won't want to boss anyone around. Souls either have mercy or become bossy. It's interesting. This is night and day or dark and light. Yeah, hot or cold, the opposites. You can't have something that's both hot and cold. You can't have something that's both light and dark. It can be one or the other. So similarly, if you are merciful, you cannot be bossy. And if you're bossy, you can't be merciful. Why is this like this? You shouldn't do like this. This shouldn't be like this. Is this what knowledge tells us? All of these thoughts are a trace of subtle bossiness. This is why a merciful bestower who maintains his own self-respect would give respect to everyone and in this way uplift them. If an effort maker falls because of some weakness or because of carelessness, even if he comes down from his stage, you are souls who maintain your self-respect and remain charitable. Yes, I am a charitable soul. It's okay if someone is misbehaving. It's okay if someone is not able to do the right thing. We are still able to maintain our self-respect and therefore able to remain charitable. The duty of a charitable soul is to uplift souls who have fallen and make them cooperative. So let's see ourselves as charitable souls who are uplifting others who have fallen and making them cooperative. Yeah, that's not the role of or duty of a charitable soul, is to say, you know, push them down further. That why did you fall? You should not have fallen. You're experiencing the fruit of your own karma. Whatever you do, you will definitely receive the return of it. Yeah, these harsh words, harsh thoughts should not be spoken by us. Yeah, and who are charitable souls. Souls who maintain their self-respect would not have such thoughts or say any such words to anyone. Such charitable souls would completely free souls from whatever influence they are under. They would not have any trace of bossiness. This is what is known as having self-respect. Such souls would never be body conscious. Bapdada sees each of you children with the vision of being a charitable soul. So therefore, Baba is saying, follow the Father. So let's take a couple of minutes to churn these beautiful points that Baba has shared with us. Self-respect, Swaman, Nirman, humble, and Saman, giving respect to others. And no matter what soul is there in front of us, we have nothing but respect and mercy for that soul. That's the quality of someone who is a charitable soul. We are charitable souls, giving love, respect, mercy to everyone. The Swaman, the self-respect, that we are multi-million times fortunate. Then Baba is talking to the residents of Bombay. You are clever in following the Father. Some of you are probably currently located in Bombay. So I'm sure you're feeling great that Baba is. Yeah, he's talking to you. Bombay was the father's place. That is, Brahma Baba used to visit that place quite often. And that was why Sakar Baba went to Bombay a lot. However, many times Sakar Baba went there, you receive that with sustenance. So you residents of that land are charitable souls. That is, you can transform the sins of others. Yeah, charitable souls are those who transform the sins of others. Do not look at anyone's weaknesses, that is kami, but look at the wonders, that is kamal, they perform. Lovely. Baba loves to rhyme words, so kami versus kamal. So we are not going to see anybody's weaknesses, we're going to see wonders they perform. Then whatever weakness there is will change into a wonder. So kami will automatically change into wonder. You are the great souls who reside in the land of charity, are you not? The people of Bombay will become number one ever-ready souls. Yes, Bombay Nivasis, number one ever-ready souls. I'm sure you're feeling awesome right now. The flames of destruction can emerge at any moment. And so Pune ones are also very close to Bombay. So I'm sure you're feeling good too. You know, Bombay pretty much now melts into Pune, right? And vice versa. It's very difficult to know where Bombay ends and where Pune starts, right? So yes, it is all one. So you all are being, um, you know, um, Baba is seeing each one of you in such a nice way today. So the flames of destruction can emerge at any moment. Are you ever ready for this? Yes, ever ready, ever ready, ever ready. Yes. You would not make preparations at that time when you would not think that you have not yet become complete or not yet created your subjects with you. You have to become full in everything in advance. Even nature is waiting to become your servant and to serve you. Even nature is waiting to become your servant and to serve you. A servant would definitely wait upon his master. You see, servants don't wait upon to serve other servants. So if we remain subservient, you see, to situations around us, people around us, influences of the world, so then nature will not serve us. Yeah, servants don't serve servants. So we have to become masters, and that would make nature serve us. Therefore, constantly remain in the stage of a master. Okay. So let's see ourselves as masters. Let's see ourselves as ever ready souls. Let's see ourselves as charitable souls, merciful souls, souls who are stable in their self respect, Swaman, souls who are humble, and that is humble, that is um, Nirman, and then souls who give respect to others, Samman. Let's hold these thoughts in our minds right now. Such a simple Murli, so profound. I'm going to stop here. Yeah. So Rakhi Ben, today my allergies have flared up a lot. So I'm going to stop here and continue tomorrow. We can take a couple of minutes together to just hold these thoughts. And if you all want to share your points, you're welcome to. I have to step away to take care of, maybe do some steam inhalation and all. Here in the United States, this is the time for a lot of pollen and extreme allergies. So I'm going to step away in a minute. Yes, dear divine brothers and sisters, I'm still listening. I'm going to stay on till the end of the meeting, but I'm going to step away so that I can do something about what is happening to my respiratory tract. Okay. Rakiben, would you be kind enough for whoever to take from here?
We will
You
take
know,
it. Yeah.
yes, I'm right here listening to everybody's points. I know you all have the best points, the most amazing churnings. So I'm here just listening to everything that you all are going to share. Okay.
Takeaway for me from today's Murli is being aware each moment, checking myself. Am I operating from being humble Am I operating from my self-respect, or is there any point of arrogance that is showing up? So that's the practice for me to take on.
Om Shanti. So I like the part when Baba talked to the Bombay residents. So Baba says, don't look at anyone's weaknesses coming. So, but yeah, look at the wonders, they perform. So what wonders they perform. So we are supposed to look at that. And so we don't really see their weaknesses. Instead, we will see their specialities. So this happens when we are stabilized in our states, we are stabilized in our self-respect, then we will respect others. So this is the takeaway for me for the day to practice. Om Shanti. Thank you.
There's a message in the chat box where Vijayaban says, my self-respect, whatever kind of effort maker we may be, careless, mediocre, or intense, I belong to one Father and worthy of being remembered, worshipped, as I am in the company of the Lord of Divinity.
And towards the end, Baba says that, when you have to become full in everything in advance. So, even the nature will also serve us. So the nature is in fact waiting for us when we become the perfect, when we become full, right? So the nature will also serve us. So Baba would like to see us stabilized in that our stage, in that master stage. So the moment we step out of our stage, that's when everything try to dominate us.
Shanti, Baba says we have to be in self-respect, have to be merciful. At the same time, Baba says at the end that we should not be bossy. I was caught in a dilemma. At times when we are in self-respect and do provide suggestions to others, people on the receiving end sometimes consider us to be bossy. And I think to get into a turmoil is that actually bossiness, or am I administering the right sense of doing something? Baba does mention here that we're all number wise. Maybe at certain times I'm at a lower number, but at that point I felt that I should be merciful to myself and again develop a self-respect and not feel hurt. And that's how I would be able to balance myself in that conversation. That this Murli is helpful that way to me. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Very nice. And very beautifully, Baba explained the duty of a charitable soul. So we know that we all are charitable souls. So um, this is also kind of the mercy, right? So those who are merciful, they will always be charitable. So Baba says when somebody falls down, right, we all are effort makers and somebody falls down, we should not say that why did you fall down? Instead, we should come forward to support them and give them cooperation and then give them sustenance. So that is what becoming a charitable soul.
Any experiences or any sharing that anybody would like to do with regards to how do we see the wonders in others and go away from the weaknesses? Because it's very easy to look at the weaknesses of others and point it out. So, is any experience that one can say that, okay, this was the weakness that I know was there, but I managed looking at the wonders and the situation changed. Any experience on those lines?
One thing, one thing that I understand is, in order to see anybody's weaknesses, we don't need to make any effort, because since we are living in this Kali-yuga world, the Pradhan world, it is natural that most of us have the some or the other defects. Because if we were perfect, right, then we wouldn't be here. We would be in the settled region. Just because we have some or the other defects, that's why we are still in this Tamo Pradhan world, right? With the power of with the teachings and the sustenance and the support of Baba, we are trying to become perfect. We are trying to come out of our defects and trying to become perfect, right, within the timeline given by Baba. Right? So with this knowledge, we should be, when we stabilize either in the self-respect or in the self-conscious stage, then we will be able to think out of our box, or beyond the consciousness or beyond the stage of this Tamo Pradhan world. Right? Baba gives us that space or create that space within us. And then we should be able to see others weak, other speciality um, instead of seeing the weaknesses. So I think it comes with practice, the soul conscious practice, and also the self respect practice. So I think basically one who practice this and have this attention throughout, uh, they will be able to consistently maintain that state. Oh, Sandy, what is that? Reflection came from.
Valuable sharing. Yeah, go
Shanti,
ahead, Nirban.
in this regard, sister, in this regard, I had directly under a boss. I was third, the good aspect of the person. But certain time ago, I was supposed to directly work under this senior most. So then came the real challenge of looking at the good in that person. There were situations when it was really dark on the other side, and situations so turned that every other person below are talking about that and bringing out the bad in the person. But, so I realize now that situations or talks or conversations would come in which would only aggravate at this aspect of human nature of seeing the weakness in the other person. It is really difficult to get out of that whirlpool wherein you would come out and look and try to look at the good in person. So I now realize that taking time out from that conversation, from such talks, and restricting the content or spreading the news about the person would preserve this quality. And as such, Baba does make us recall all these good points about soul. So this would again bring us back to the level of looking at the goodness in other person. Because on the retrospect, if I try to find, is there any good point in the person, I do have certain points that come up. So I realized that there will always be some good points in others, but the situation, people should not, and their view should not overshadow that aspect of goodness in other persons. So remain restricted to conversations, do not spread words, or do not churn those bad points about others. That would keep us in good stead in looking the Kamal of the other person. Thank you. Shanti.
Yes, and the best access that Baba has given us is one is practicing soul consciousness and always stabilizing oneself in the self-respect. It's only when I respect myself is when I'll be able to give respect to others. And what I'm getting is when we look at the weakness of the person, we are actually not giving respect to ourselves and the others as well. So it's only practicing, looking the best in the person and giving that power to the person with the specialities that the person has rather than disempowering by looking at the weaknesses.
Drama, the word drama, right? That also sometimes help uh, to stabilize in that, because according to drama, everything is going to happen, or everything happened. Everything is Kalyankari.
Yeah, basically getting Baba's knowledge and practice at that moment supports in
That's right.
seeing
Yeah.
the Kamal, the wonders.
And it is also, we know that everybody is with qualities, right? Or one or the other specialities. If we are not able to see that, then we are not really looking at the right place or right perspective. It is we who will have to change the way we look at it and then see, from which point of view that person is trying to explain, or we should change the way we look at it, and then we will see, because we know that every soul in this world, right, that is with at least one speciality, right? 99 defects, but at least we would have one speciality. So we are not able to see that, means then we need to work upon ourselves in order to change the way we look, and we should be able to see that, right? So that is also kind of an effort for us from our side to see the speciality in others. Right? If there are any other sharings, I would like to, say any other points. We welcome them. The forum is open.
Om Shanti, brother. Today's Murli Baba are talking about an alchemist stone. Baba said, by being in the company of Lord of Divinity, we have changed from being iron to being like an alchemist stone. An alchemist stone is definitely highly valued. At this point, I put the option.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you, sister, for sharing that. If there are no other sharings, then then we'll move on to meditation. We'll play music, soft music, or
We can play music and have 2 minutes of meditation and then we can close the class.
Shwetank, would you like to take over for meditation?
Oh, so sweet, dear brother. Yes, sure, if you wish me to. But we already, I first of all enjoyed each one's sharings. Thank you. It helped me reaffirm for myself all that I heard or spoke when I was reading the Murli. So yes, let's take this next 1 or 2 minutes together that we have to hold the thought that we are indeed the most fortunate souls on this planet. The self-respect that we are being handpicked, we have been handpicked, and we are God's choice. And God, the Supreme Soul, the highest source of energy, is making us into the highest of the high. And as we hold the self-respect for ourselves, we become humble. This becomes the major tool, the major weapon against arrogance. So man leads to nirvana. And the nirvana, that is humility, that allows us to give respect to others. Samman. So see yourself giving respect to others unconditionally, whether they are old or young, whether they are enlightened or not, whether they have defects or not, whether they have recognized the Father or not. This is unconditional respect for everyone. That's the mercy, because that's what helps uplift them. I am a merciful soul. I am a charitable soul. Now see yourself ever ready. At the end, we won't have to prepare ourselves because we have already done the effort that is necessary for those last moments. So ever ready soul. A soul who doesn't look at anyone's defects, no kamis, holy commands. As the wonder of all souls. And see yourself allowing everyone around you to reach their highest potential, to do wonders, to become miracles. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Shwetank, for the beautiful session. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, stabilize yourself in powerful self-respect. Om Shanti.